Brian Banks was a star linebacker at Long Beach Polytech when his dreams were shattered by a rape conviction. His accuser later admitted she lied, and now Banks is free man.
There comes a time when you have to let go in order to move on. The only thing I wasn't going to let go was this fight.
A 10-year fight backed by friends, family, and the California Innocence Project. A battle to show the court Brian Banks was wrongly accused and wrongly convicted. He was 16 years old, a top athlete with NFL dreams. It all dissolved after a classmate, 15-year-old Juanetta Gibson, passed a note to a friend claiming Banks raped her.
There used to be an old saying that you're presumed innocent until you're proven guilty. However, in the court of public opinion, that doesn't seem to be the case nowadays. Someone can accuse you of something and make it seem very believable by spreading it all across the internet through the usage of social media. And they could paint a picture of you doing something or committing a crime, and in the court of public opinion, people would accuse you of that alleged crime, and you're being proven guilty or presumed guilty before the case even goes to court. The court of public opinion holds a lot of saying power in today's jurisdiction of how many cases are being held, particularly by high-profile people. Cancel culture is indeed a cancer. And in this video, I'm going to highlight why one of the major proponents of cancel culture is, without a shadow of a doubt, the court of public opinion. Last year, I did a video called Cancel Culture is Cancer, where I was speaking on the baby situation of what he said at Rolling Loud last year in Miami. But the court of public opinion has proven to put one man who supposedly was innocent. They had him in prison for over 3 years, and that was Bill Cosby. And then the court of public opinion, through the use of a high-profile documentary called Surviving R. Kelly, now has R. Kelly in prison, and he's due to go to another trial here in Chicago for crimes he committed or alleged to have committed many years ago. And it's all based off hearsay. But the court of public opinion will have even prosecutors believing that people like R. Kelly actually committed these crimes. Now, I'm not here to say that these guys are automatically innocent, because in certain cases, like R. Kelly, sometimes that's not the case. However, I will say this. In the court of public opinion, you cannot determine what constitutes as the law. You should allow the law to take its due process into ensuring that it has all of the evidence and all of the testimony that has a beyond a reasonable doubt to determine the actual verdict in pertaining to a high-profile case, or any case for that matter.
Do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
Social media has given people a voice and to express their opinions on everything under the sun. And once these people express their opinions, oftentimes their opinions are proven without facts. They go mainly off their feelings. Their opinions are based on whether or not they like this certain person, or they think this person is popular, or they think this person is great, or they think this person did this, that, or the third. But if you look at the overall facts pertaining to certain entities or certain cases, you'll come to find out that many people's opinions are like assholes. Not only do everybody have one, but a lot of their opinions are full of shit. Let's take this current situation pertaining to Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, we all know what happened back in 2020. Allegedly, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot in the back of an SUV. as a result of a heated argument. But if this really happened, why did Megan Thee Stallion waited over a month to alert the police authorities about it? Why, when they did the x-rays and the MRI, they found a glass fracture in her foot? Basically, she stepped on glass. There was no gun residue on Tory Lanez's fingers. His fingerprints didn't link him to any gun. And it's also been alleged that maybe her friend shot her. Now, in the court of public opinion, many people have lashed out at Tory Lanez and already declared him guilty before the trial has even taken place. Not only that, Tory Lanez for 2 years literally could not say anything in public pertaining to this situation, while Megan Thee Stallion has gone on countless interviews and gone to Twitter and Instagram and just give her version of the events, while Tory Lanez has to be silent. And in the court of public opinion, Megan Thee Stallion is the innocent victim, while Tory Lanez is just this big bad bully who just shoots people. But now, as more of the facts are starting to reverberate all over social media, you're now seeing the tables turn. Many people are now turning their backs away from Megan Thee Stallion because now the facts are slowly but surely presenting themselves. And this is also a bad thing of the court of public opinion, because the court of public opinion can have you as an innocent person in the beginning, but when facts present itself, then it can slowly reverse the tide. And as you see in the interview that Megan Thee Stallion did with Gayle King, even many women called this out. They said this woman full of cap. She, fake tears and all that, to try to make it seem as though she's a victim. When in reality, if I was a better man, I could guarantee you that Megan Thee Stallion probably was committing a domestic assault on Tory Lanez. Show that.
Let me know, like, you can't ever let somebody else's insecurities make you insecure. It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go. But that's like normal friend stuff. Like, we fuss about silly stuff all the time. But I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
Court of public opinion is indeed dangerous. It allows people to give opinions on things that they themselves don't know for a fact is true. Court of public opinion have you like this. They'll tell you that what Russia is doing to the Ukraine is wrong and that we should go support the Ukraine. However, they're not presenting the facts or showing the adverse effect of the situation in Ukraine. They're not showing what the Ukrainians are doing to Africans living in that country. They're not showing the fact that they're not allowing African refugees to leave the border, but instead leaving them to die out there in a war zone against the Russians. But the court of public opinion to have you believing that we should be sending $33 billion to Ukraine to help them do what? Meanwhile, the United States is on the verge of a possible recession, which will be bad for this country. The court of public opinion will not indicate these issues to you. Why? Because as long as it's not affecting people's pockets, as long as it's not putting people on the verge of revolution, then they don't care about the facts. And this is another reason why the court of public opinion is dangerous. It doesn't care to present the truth. It doesn't care to show accurate evidence that would suggest otherwise from other people's opinions or their versions of what they think happened. The Bill Cosby situation. Now, what I was suggesting in that regard was, I totally believe Bill Cosby was wrong, having sex with all these women and basically, committing fornication within his marriage. I would even say he probably was wrong for, putting Quaaludes in these females' drink. But in the court of public opinion, Bill Cosby is a creep. Bill Cosby is a villain. And they put that all over the internet for years. Bill Cosby does a deposition, which wasn't even supposed to be made public, where he's admitting that he did have sex with these women, but many of these women, if not damn near all of them, were willing participants. You meaning to tell me you're gonna go to a hotel of a man who may be rich and famous, but you know he's married, in hopes of getting a highly weird career, and then you put yourself in that position, and you willingly had sex with that man? That's what the deposition entails. But in the court of public opinion, that doesn't matter. They accused Bill Cosby of sexual assault, and he went to jail for 3 years for what? The man was in his late 70s. Now he's out and he's looking to countersue the state of Pennsylvania for that. And I hope he wins.
Bill Cosby will remain a free man after the justices refused prosecutors' request to take up his sexual assault case. Cosby was released from prison last June when his conviction was thrown out by Pennsylvania's highest court. He had served 3 years in prison after being convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman.
It's that conviction that the state Supreme Court threw out last year. Pennsylvania said the state court was wrong to conclude that Cosby had a good reason to rely on the original prosecutor's press release. It didn't say that no charges would ever be filed, the state had argued, and that left the door open for a new prosecutor to reopen the case.
Even with the R. Kelly situation, I'm not saying R. Kelly is totally innocent, because we know that R. Kelly in the past has messed around with young women. But to say that R. Kelly committed all of these acts of sexual assault, all of these acts of sodomy, all of these cases of extortion and doing all of these vicious acts to women, until you show me the correct evidence that suggests R. Kelly committed every last one of those crimes, the court of public opinion should not be forcing people to go to prison for stuff that hasn't been proven. I'm not here cheering for R. Kelly. I'm not here taking up for him. All I'm saying is present the facts, show the evidence, allow the truth to be heard, instead of depending on documentaries that got all these women boo-hooing and crying, when every last one of those women on that documentary were willing participants, and they were willing to do whatever R. Kelly wanted. If R. Kelly told them to hold their hands out, hop on one leg, bark like a dog, like Eddie Murphy had Vanessa Bell Calloway do in Coming to America, I guarantee you every last one of them women would have did it. They would not have hesitated to do it. They would have done it absolutely with no problem. Then they would have probably went to the studio and hit a couple notes for R. Kelly. And I ain't talking about no single. Show that.
Are you saying that no matter what I tell you to do, you will do?
Yes, Your Highness.
Anything I say, you do?
Yes, Your Highness.
Bark like a dog. A big dog.
Woof, 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 woof.
Hop on one leg.
Woof, 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 woof.
Make a noise like an orangutan.
And this is the big problem with the court of public opinion. Now you got these Me Too movements. You got all these feminists out here who want to accuse men of all these things. Brian Banks, the high school standout in Georgia, his brother lost a potential NFL career because of a woman claiming that he and the court of public opinion at that time, this was before the explosion of the internet, they believed that woman over the evidence. And when the facts came out, the sex was consensual. It wasn't a rape. But because many people had their own personal input into what happened, that brother went to prison for 6 years for nothing. And this is the sad tale of what the court of public opinion does. In closing, I'm not saying that no one can have an opinion. We all have opinions. We all have the right to voice what we think, what we believe, what we know. All I'm suggesting is, until you come with accurate proof of what you're trying to accuse somebody of, your public opinion means absolutely nothing. And it should never hold sway or hold a significant importance of how a trial is conducted or how a verdict is concluded. I guarantee you, when they did the R. Kelly trial, whoever was on the jury, many of them had R. Kelly guilty before he even set foot in the courtroom. And that's wrong, because if you're doing that to high-profile celebrities, what you think you would do to a YouTuber or a content creator on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, or just a regular guy, or even some women? I mean, look at the Johnny Depp situation. Court of public opinion is some women are still saying he deserved everything he had coming to him, even though that woman committed domestic battery and assault on him. And they'll still say, well,
he a man, he should be able to take that abuse.
No man and no woman should ever accept abuse in any form. Doesn't matter if a man is physically stronger than a woman. If a woman is hurting a man and putting her hands on a man, she should be tried and convicted in the same manner of domestic assault as a man would if he was to seriously damage and batter a woman. That's not the court of public opinion. I'm stating that based off of what the law states in regards to certain instances. And if we're not doing things in that regard, why do we even have the law if the law is just going to take the side of public opinions? This is why this is dangerous, because people just say what they feel instead of coming with accurate proof of what transpired. I'm out.
Amber Heard has hired a new crisis management firm as she prepares to testify this week in the ex-husband Johnny Depp's defamation claim against her. According to sources familiar with the situation, Heard cut ties with Precision Strategies last week after having expressed frustration with coverage of the defamation trial that she believes has favored Depp. Amber Heard is expected to take the stand on Wednesday.